I started to form a philosophy around my own impact. First, I realized the power of the definition of your identity. If you were a child in 1995 living in public housing in Chicago, in many ways you were identified for services and at school as a child in public housing. And it started to become a badge of honor for some people because you gotta own. Sometimes it feels empowering to own that. And in many ways, it started to become a self-limiting belief for people to say, like, this is the girl or the boy from public housing, right? And what happens when that young person actually can add another identity. And in the case of the work that I did, they would define themselves as a violinist, as a trumpet player, because I worked in a music conservatory for low income kids. What's stunning is when somebody steps in to this, I'm a violinist, all of a sudden people around them, you act differently often, and people around you act differently. They think of you for your potential. They respond and react to you differently than other definitions that you've had before. And so I watched the magic of that and the power of that in this music conservatory for low income kids and started to define for myself that I really wanted to work always in a strengths based approach to poverty alleviation. That's my North Star. So after 7 years in that role, I was recruited to run a microfinance and micro enterprise organization out of California, and half of the programming was in Spanish. So I was sold because I speak Spanish. The Latino community is important to me. So working with low income women who may be a domestic violence survivor and helping her reframe her identity, giving her a path, giving her tools and resources and support to become a CEO of her own business. Now that's transformational for her children, and for her community. And treating her as a business partner as opposed to somebody without power seeking social services, was transformational.